Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Dots and Bots Madden League Week 1 episode. We're going to get this party started looking ahead at the matchups we'll be covering today. Looks like we have no user versus user games, so let's bring our attention to the Game of the Week highlights with the LA Chargers traveling to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. After Drew Brees used just about all of the first quarter to drive down the field with a red zone touchdown strike to Corey Davis, we have the young Tua trotting out on the field to see what he can do with the Chargers' first drive of the season. After an unsuccessful first down, he finds DK Metcalf on a short drag that takes them up the field to the 43-yard line. A couple plays later, Tua is driving LA down the field with two short passes, one to DJ Chark over the middle and another dump off to all-star running back Saquon Barkley towards the right side of the field. Later on, they find themselves in a 3rd and long situation, which they dial up the screen to the running back, which loses them 3 yards. Out comes all-pro automatic kicker Justin Tucker for his first field goal attempt of the season, and the 3 points are good. On the next drive, we have the future Hall of Famer Drew Brees finding former first-round pick Corey Davis over the middle, who breaks the tackle, shake and bakes the safety for a big gain up the field to put Cincy in field goal range with less than a minute before halftime. Next play, Brees moves them closer to the end zone, and Cincy calls their second timeout to stop the clock. After a quick 3 and out, the Bengals bring their kicker out to tack on 3 points before the half. The Chargers see this as a scoring opportunity as Tua comes out to try and lead them down the field with only 34 seconds on the clock, and on 2nd and 10 he catches Cincinnati in man coverage and hits Barkley over the middle that puts LA within field goal range. 2 plays later, with 1 timeout and only 9 seconds on the clock, Tua throws deep and hits Hayden Hurst, who comes down with it on the 1-yard line. Next play, the Chargers ignore the field goal and try for a touchdown and throw a pick to Jordan Poyer to end their scoring opportunity. Bengals get the ball back and kneel out the rest of the clock as the two teams head to the locker room. We've got Cincinnati leading the Chargers 10-3. Los Angeles gets a halftime kickoff and moves the sticks with Saquon Barkley's legs, and another passing play where Tua finds DK Metcalf again over the middle for a first down. 3 plays and 8 yards later, the Chargers opt to again go for it instead of kicking the field goal and find MVS on the drag, who fights his way into the end zone for a touchdown. That's going to tie up the game at 10-10. On the next drive, the Cincinnati Bengals fail to pick up the first down and are forced to punt the ball back to LA. Chargers waste no time moving the ball as they find Saquon Barkley wide open over the middle, who jukes out of safety and is now in a foot chase to the end zone. Ramsey right on his tail, but Saquon's now at the 10, 5, touchdown, Chargers. Bengals now at the ball are looking to answer quickly as they find Corey Davis getting behind the linebacker and breaking a tackle is now racing to pay dirt. Drew Brees and the Cincinnati Bengals moving the ball with ease, tying the game back up at 17, heading into the 4th. On the next series, things are blowing wide open as the Chargers find their slot wide receiver Hakeem Grant burning his man on a slant route and using his blazing fast speed to turn on the Jets and put 6 more on the board for LA. With the game now at 24-17, just under 5 minutes in the 4th, Drew Brees buys time in the pocket, scrambles to the left, and fires a near 40-yard laser down the field to move the chains for the Bengals. 1 play later, number 9 once again goes back to Corey Davis for a big gain that brings him to the 17-yard line. After 16 more yards, Drew catches the Chargers defense off guard and scores an easy touchdown, tying the game back up at 24. Chargers, feeling confident on this next drive with the clock at 1 minute and 43 seconds and all 3 timeouts, hand the ball off to Barkley, who picks up 8 yards on the carry. After Tua scrambles for a first down the next play, he drops back, gives the ball to Saquon again, this time through the air for another first down. Now with only 33 seconds on the clock, LA looks to inch closer to field goal range, stepping back and once again going back to their workhorse running back, who takes the ball another 9 yards down the field. The Chargers call their second timeout with only 26 seconds left on the clock, and they're sitting at the 35-yard line. Barkley takes it up to the 24-yard line, and Los Angeles lets the clock tick down to 3 seconds before calling their last timeout. Justin Tucker comes out with more confidence than ever and absolutely drills the 41-yard field goal, giving the LA Chargers their first win of the season and ending all hope for the Cincinnati Bengals for Week 1. Let's check out the game recap to see how this one unfolded. The Bolts got this W with none other than the bell cow running back who went off with 205 total yards and 1 touchdown in the game. Drew Brees gave it his all as he finished with only 1 incompletion, throwing the ball 24 times for 260 yards and 3 touchdowns, 2 of them going to big playmaking wide receiver Corey Davis. Both teams struggled a bit in the run game, combining for a little over 100 on the ground, but made up for it throwing well over 550 yards in the air and 6 passing touchdowns. A well-balanced time of possession had this game coming down to the wire, instantly becoming a matchup we'll be streaming on ESPN Classic in the future. Now let's take a look at the rest of the league and see how they performed in their Week 1 matchups. Chicago, New York, Green Bay, Cleveland, and New England all took home division wins, with Joe Shoes and the Browns headlining his victory over the Ravens. Our other league owner, Eric D. of the Vikings, didn't turn out so lucky, taking a 12-point loss to Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Our other 1 o'clock games had the Raiders and Jags winning close ones over the Panthers and Colts, while Tim Simon and the Eagles edged out an 11-point victory against Washington. The Atlanta Falcons and new owner Jimmy Reddington couldn't get the job done in their fresh new uniforms, taking a pounding from the Seattle Seahawks. In the 4 o'clock window, we had the Niners get a division win over the Cardinals, and Tampa Bay blew the roof off the Mercedes Dome, beating the Saints 47-23. For the NBC Sunday night game, we had the Dallas Cowboys spoiling the LA Rams' unveiling of their new stadium, winning a close one 17-16. Lastly, for Monday Night Football over at ESPN, we have the Steelers beating the Giants, and our owner George Remack and the Titans taking the L opening week against the Broncos. Now that we have the scores, let's check out the players of the week for Week 1 of the NFL season. In the AFC, we have Jimmy G taking home the award for the offensive side of the ball. The 83 overall quarterback in his 6th year in the NFL and first with the Steelers finished the week with just over 300 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, and a 100 quarterback rating. This star quarterback, happy about winning the award, tweeted out it's all in thanks to his offensive line and his wide receivers. Headed over to the defense, we have the New York Jet Nigel Bradham winning Player of the Week. This former Florida State Seminole was all over the field in Buffalo, finishing with 13 tackles, 1 for a loss, and 2 sacks in the game, helping his team get the 1-point victory. This vet hopes to continue his dominance throughout the rest of the season. With the AFC wrapped up, let's take a look at who won the NFC Offensive Player of the Week. And we have New York Giants quarterback Kirk Cousins, who said it was a blessing to win this award and did so with a 120 quarterback rating and 3 passing touchdowns. This Michigan State alum was happy to bring this award home for Week 1 of the NFL season. Lastly, for the defense, we have the West Virginia Mountaineer Daryl Worley winning his first ever Player of the Week trophy, and did it with ease, snatching 2 interceptions out of the air and bringing them back for a combined 33 yards on the ground. No slouch in the run game, this cornerback racked up 5 tackles in his big victory over the New Orleans Saints. Now that we have the players of the week, let's check out Week 1's top 5 plays, which starts off with Carson Wentz dropping back for the Falcons and firing a bolt to the left that is intercepted by Desmond King of the Seattle Seahawks, and with plenty of green grass ahead of him, he takes this back for a 75-yard touchdown return. At number 4, we have the division matchup between the Ravens and Browns, which finds Jared Goff way too calm in the pocket as he feels the pressure with nowhere to throw and gets swarmed by Cleveland Browns, who scoop it up, and it's the big man Vita Vea who's rumbling and tumbling until he runs out of gas and gets tackled at the 41-yard line. Next up, the number 3 play of the week, we have Kyler Murray dropping back and finding running back Alvin Kamara and just barely squeezes by a defender as he races to the end zone for an easy 6 points for his team. What a play! number 2 play of the week is rewarded to the young linebacker Tremaine Edmonds, who lurks Derek Carr on the pass and grabs an easy interception that he takes back to the house. Hyped as ever, he does his best primetime impression once scoring, knowing that would surely award him one of the top 5 plays of the week. The number 1 play of the week comes from our game of the week, and it's running back Saquon Barkley beating his linebacker and making Bengals DB Aaron Colvin do the Lord's Prayer, then showing off that track speed as he runs away from Jalen Ramsey to the end zone. That was your top 5 plays of the week, presented by Chili Chill. I'd like to take this time to say if you are enjoying the show, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you to those of you who do so. Let's get back to the video and take a look at NFL's passing leaders after week 1. In yards, we have Kyler Murray of the Vikings finishing off the week with 337. For touchdowns, we have the rookie Tua Tagovailoa, who scored 3 times in his matchup versus the Bengals. Speaking of Cincinnati, Drew Brees is the NFL's leader in passer rating with a whopping 151.3. Now over to rushing leaders, we have Ezekiel Elliott of the Texans and Kerryon Johnson of the Saints leading their categories, and Latavius Murray leading the league in yards per carry with an average of 9.7 on the ground. Let's see if he can keep up that tempo for the rest of the season. Over to our receiving leaders, we watched Corey Davis go off this week, so it's no surprise he's the yardage leader after week 1. In touchdowns, we have the converted tight end Chase Claypool, and for the most receptions, the former first-round pick John Ross is leading the league with 11. On the defensive side of the ball, we've got our Player of the Week's Nigel Bradham, who leads the league in tackles, and Daryl Worley wearing the Pick King's crown, while Joe Shoes' defensive end Montez Sweat is tied for leading the league in sacks. We know the league leaders. Now let's take a look at the teams leading their division, starting off with the AFC, where we have our Dotch Joe of the Browns and Chili Chill of the Chargers happy with their 1-0 starts in their divisions. While Nick Red of the Dolphins and George Remack of the Titans took the fat L and will have to climb their way back up to win their divisions. Now over to the NFC, we only had one Dot take home the victory, which was Tim Simon of the Eagles. And our other 3 users, Jim, Nick, and Eric, all needing to win some games to get to the top of their respective divisions. With the video coming to an end, the last thing we'll do is look ahead to week 2 in the Dots and Bots Madden League and see what we have in store. We have our first Dot vs. Dot matchup as the 1-0 Eagles hosting Nick B of the Rams this weekend. That has the potential to be the game of the week matchup. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future episodes of the Dots and Bots Madden League.